Good morning, traders. I was expecting to have stopped trading for the next couple months and going down helping my cousin. He's in the 70s, and well, he had a health episode over the weekend, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it down to Florida or not. At any rate, we'll see if I keep trading or not. We'll see what happens, um, and go from there. You see these lines on my chart here with my Nasdaq. Okay, this is a regression line, and if you draw from the highs to this range lows here, those give you your anchor points. And those regression lines are really great for drawing your critical uh, support and resistance lines, your horizontal lines, support and resistance lines. So that's a little trick that I use, uh, trying to identify what's going on in the markets. Okay. And very important, what I've got to notice right here, guys. So we've not even come back up, retested these highs, and we're finding all kinds of resistance when we get above this resistance line. And it's failed twice already, and we're failing on a shorter time frame as well. So be very mindful of some of these things, caveats that I'm seeing in the markets right here. Uh, could be some profit taking here underway in the Nasdaq. So another trend line you could actually add right here, which is on watch. Probably we're going to tag this week this lower trend line. So come back and wedge into. Uh, we're probably on the verge of coming back down to at least tag that, if not break that trend line this week. So that's my primary thesis right now. What's going on here? Mainly, I'm saying that thesis because of this on the 4 hour. We got this pipe top. So a pipe is made by a really strong 4 hour or whatever time frame candle high that immediately gets reversed on the next candle, and there's no other price action in that price range. So right here, right now, that's a fairly bearish signal. I mean, you've had pipe tops before, and they get negated, but it's something to definitely watch. We know this is a potential and uh, uh, resistance area here in the markets just by the prior price action from mid-November. So this has acted as resistance. So be very mindful of that going forward here on the Nasdaq. Okay. Yeses. Okay, guys. So we have an iron wall. We're at right at these all-time highs on the yeses. This was our iron wall right here. This is the all-time high regression high right there. Resistance, resistance, and now we failed resistance again. Iron wall, guys. So, if when we come in the morning session and we're accepting prices above that, you want to be looking for blue skies. We're not doing that this morning, so be very mindful. Okay, so the very first time that touched, I draw a regression line off that high right here. Okay, the highest point for the regression line, and then I draw it down. We're currently back testing that right here on that first touch. Okay, so we know for a fact if we start losing 69.42, uh, that this bullish momentum here is something it could be in jeopardy. So let's definitely keep this on watch. Trend line there for a potential back test of the trend line. So we've got 3 touches already of that. So, in my opinion, based off the iron wall, the odds are probably better for us to back test the trend line at the very least. But right here, right now, you're kind of right in the middle of the range. So obviously, we're going to come in today. The volumes are probably going to be lighter than what we're even used to early on in the session. Okay. Another one, iron wall. Okay, guys, which I don't have it. Uh, so you can do this one a little bit different here. So the prior iron wall was down here. That's new support. I don't have that drawn out. And you can see me do this in real time. Okay, guys. Iron wall. Come down here. Find the lowest point. There you go. That's our anchor point right there. We're above that anchor point. So that's that prior all-time high right there. This here is your main support now. See how we anchored right there? So we are trading above that. So on a bigger time frame, this is more bullish than bearish. Okay, but I do want to point out there's a very real probability that we will come right back down and test that area. So we have to be very mindful of that going forward here. Okay, so just be very mindful of that scenario. We do have a lower high rejection here going on of this right here. This is the iron wall. This is the all-time high uh, regression high, which we were rejecting right here. So obviously they did not want to even entertain the idea of price discovery above the prior regression highs, the all-time regression highs. I mean, they immediately came in, started selling shares against that here on the basically all three of the indices. So be very mindful of that going forward here. Some profit taking happening under the hood. Okay, on this one here, it can come down quite a bit. This one here looks better than the others, of course, but it could just mean more extended. So be very mindful of that. Um, so there you go. Okay, and we know this right here is a major area, right here. Put a little oval there. We know that's a major area because you're backtesting at prior regression high. So bottom line is it's blue skies above this level right here. Well, not necessarily blue skies, but you're in a more bullish frame of mind above there. But this right here was a big regression, big rejection. Okay, so be very mindful of that. So basically, we can start getting back over the 2602. Bottom line is you want to come in the morning, in my opinion, trying to do that kind of a breakout, 2602 breakout. I would have wanted to seen that early in the morning. We're not quite getting that this morning. So be very mindful of that. So we're seeing some disturbing things happening with the Mag 7. We're getting several of the Mag 7s now that are below their monthly 5 MA. Meta's one of them. In my opinion, this is a bear flag until proven otherwise. I am firmly believing we're going back to the November lows. So heads up on that, guys. I firmly feel that we are headed back to November lows or worse here on the Meta in the not so distant future. Another one that's been underneath it for a while, that was Microsoft. Okay. It rejected perfectly yesterday. Anybody who took that back test and immediately went short, man, you're getting paid this morning. And that was right into the close, I think, yesterday. You could have got it. I gotta look it up. I don't have time to do it right now, but yeah, Microsoft's rejecting perfectly above that. So basically, you always look for the monthly 5 MAs, stocks trading below their monthly fives to start coming up the thesis that is the stock starting to bear flag and see how it interacts with that monthly 5 MA. And so obviously Microsoft's starting to do that. And remember, Microsoft's one of the biggest companies in the world. So it says a lot right there. Okay. Apple, we actually lost the monthly 5 MA and we are continuing lower this morning. Heads up on that. So we just lost it yesterday. So that's a new one to the potential bear flag, bear camp here. Apple. Is it something I want to come in this morning buy on the dip? Hell no. I mean, I really there could be a lot of downside here on Apple. So if anything, I would be looking to the short side on a back test of that break. So if we were to come up to the 260 area again, I would be looking for the short side on the Apple trade as long since we've already broken it once. So heads up on that. Another one, I don't know if I've got the 5 MA on this one. Another one that has broken also is Netflix. Uh, Netflix buying MGM. That effectively traders are throwing in the towel on the growth aspects on Netflix because they're buying this massive amount of low margin assets. A lot of overhead because of all the staffing and stuff. And one thing about Netflix, it has the sheer uh, uh, how few of the employees they've actually needed in the past on Netflix to for the getting their content and everything bought and everything like that. So they've had a very lean workforce. Well, now bringing the MGM on board, I mean, how lean are they going to be able to be now that they're going to be paying for all these actors and all that stuff? And I personally think that this is heading to the AI generated movie content. Uh, this is their way of taking control of the movie studios to start moving more towards the AI generated content and try to minimize get rid of a lot of the actors and stuff in a lot of these this movie content and stuff. That could be one theory that they are going on. Another theory is they let Paramount, Time Warner take over, MGM, then all of a sudden they'll probably have to pay a lot more for the content, if they can get the content from them. So because they're a direct competitor of theirs, so it's another thing that so I think they're between a rock and a hard place with what's going on here on Netflix. So this the them being a growth stock going forward here, I don't think you're going to get the high multiples any longer on Netflix. I think you're seeing the beginning of the end of the magnificent uh, uh, of this magnificent run in Netflix. Ideally, I would be looking for a move all the way back to 69. That would be my first test. The back test there at 69. We're currently at 90, so I mean that's another 50% decline from here. Roughly a 60%, 40%, 40% decline from right here for the back test. I'd be very mindful that that's probably where we're headed here on Netflix. Okay. Other ones I was looking at this morning, Google. I got smaller time frame. Look at that parabolic move on that on the monthly. You don't realize how extended these things are till you go on the monthly. And some things I got going on in Google this morning. Actually, here at 8 o'clock, we're trying to push out above this prior regression line high. So opening up here, if they can hold it, uh, what was that? The 326.70 area, 326.70 area. If they can hold, break out above, back test, and hold that this general area, this is setting up for all-time highs on Google. So heads up on that. This is potentially setting up for an all-time high momentum breakout here on Google. Be very mindful of that. I don't think I did Amazon this morning. Amazon, what you can do on this one here, see this right here? Put a regression line on that. And where are you in relation to that? See, the regression line on that one's way down here, so you can't really use that. Um, so it looks, just to me, it looks like we're into resistance. So basically, I really want to see this early on this morning, uh, accepting prices above 244. If we're not getting acceptance above 244, I would be looking to the short side instead of the long side. So I wanted to see early acceptance above 244 on Amazon. Tesla. Looks like it's falling out of favor. I mean, we had that great end of year run up, and now it makes more sense than anything, in my opinion, to see a big uh, retracement here on Tesla. We do have a trend line here. You can clearly see we're probably going to backtest this trend line today. We're probably backtesting this today. So I would see a move down into the, I don't know, 421 area. Potential move to 421 today. So that'd be $7 lower from where we're at. Heads up on that, Tesla. I really think you're probably going to see that today on Tesla. Uh, oh, yeah. And we're starting to look below the monthly 5 in May. Heads up on that. So that's another one that's joining the party here on the bearish side. Losing that monthly 5 MA, man, that's not good, guys. That's not good at all. Let's see, is there any other ones I was wanting to talk about? Apple, 1 second here. Oh, NVIDIA. NVIDIA, you are above the monthly 5. It looks, technically when you're above that, this is a bull flag until proven otherwise. So heads up on that. They've had plenty of opportunity to break us back down, but they've continued to hold us up. So this one here is going to go with the rest of the market. If the entire market tanks, of course, this will probably go with it. But this, you have to expect relative strength with a stock like this versus a Meta versus a Microsoft because it is above the monthly 5. So heads up on that. Okay. Another one that I warned about earlier this week, or Monday, I guess, or Tuesday, Monday night, was the big rejection up here. This was a breakout that failed, so heads up on that. But we are above the monthly 5. Okay, so is it something that I want to short? No, not necessarily. I really don't want to be a short in that, but I'm just saying, uh, losing this is really bad. Okay, isn't good. Let's put it that way. And now we've lost. See this regression line here? We've lost that. We're trading below that. So first thing I'd think of this morning is a back test of that line that would fail for you bears out there for a potential move back down to the monthly 5. And as you can see with the a lot of this megatech that uh, yeah, the monthly fives seem to be breaking here. Okay, guys, so as suggesting that there's big money rotating out of Megatech into other things in the market. Okay, guys, and so far the markets have been holding in check, but I don't know how long that's going to last. So just be very mindful. The Megatechs are under a lot of pressure so far at the start of this year. And another thing with the Apple, just remember, guys, Warren Buffett is gone. Apple. I mean, he was the big guru on Apple. Berkshire were buying up all kinds of Apple shares. Well, guess what? He's retired, and they've got different people in charge of Apple. And you have to wonder, you start seeing a move like this in Apple right after he retires. Hmm. Then the new guys at Berkshire decide that they want to start lightening their load on Apple. You know, something to think in the back of your mind. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. Please like my video if you get a chance. I really appreciate the comments below. And, as long as you're constructive and positive, I hope. If you see something, even if you disagree, I will entertain something if you disagree with. But I do appreciate you guys taking time out to watch my video.